It is my distinct pleasure on behalf of Governor Timothy N.J. Anton and Team ECCB to welcome you to this inaugural Anti-Money Laundering and Countering the Terrorist and Proliferation Financing Conference, a gathering that brings together regulators and compliance professionals from across sectors and borders, united by a common purpose to strengthen the resilience and integrity of our financial systems in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. This gathering comes at a pivotal moment for our financial systems. The 21st century has transformed the way we think about money, movement, and markets. And right now, we stand at the intersection of integrity and innovation, responsible for enabling economic growth while safeguarding the stability, transparency, and trust upon which we build our systems. The theme before us, compliance in the 21st century, financial inclusion, digital transformation, and a dynamic landscape, captures three defining forces. First, financial inclusion. We share a collective mission to ensure that every citizen in the ECCU has access to safe, affordable, reliable, and fast financial services, that the unbanked and underserved are brought into the formal financial system. It is therefore essential that our AML, CFT, and CPF controls do not act as barriers to access, but rather support inclusion, enabling safe, responsible, and equitable participation. This commitment was the impetus for the ECCU First Step account. And here I want to commend all the NFIs, but also our team lead from the ECCB, Mrs. Sylvia Burton-Mack, for making this vision a reality. Because as of April, persons that First Step account came into being. And so for the first time, students, persons who just graduated without a bill in their name can open their accounts with absolutely no difficulty. And that has to be commended. Financial inclusion drives economic empowerment and national development. Yet, it must be pursued in a manner that preserves the integrity of our financial space. As inclusion deepens, so too must our vigilance against misuse. The challenge before us is clear. How do we, in the words of our own Governor, Timothy N.J. Anton, ensure the financial system works for all, except the bad actors? That's a question that you, the regulator, or us as regulators, compliance officers, and others must grapple with. How do we ensure we do not leave out anyone, but we do not provide a space for bad actors to thrive? Second, of the theme, digital transformation. The digital era has revolutionized the financial ecosystem, from mobile banking and fintech solutions to artificial intelligence, digital currencies, and instant payment systems, just to name a few. We are witnessing a profound transformation in how financial services are delivered. Digital innovation is reshaping customer experiences, expanding access, and accelerating transactions. These innovations hold immense potential to enhance efficiency, reduce costs, and broaden reach. They, however, also present new vulnerabilities and sophisticated risk that requires us to rethink traditional approaches to AML CFT CPF compliance and risk management. Cyber-related crimes have become very prevalent, with criminals employing sophisticated social engineering techniques to mislead customers. Money laundering schemes have also become increasingly innovative in our region, with many of the schemes expanding across multiple jurisdictions. And folks, this is really serious, because they are, even not just the ordinary public can get deceived, even sophisticated regulators and compliance officers. Just recently, our MISD team did an experiment. They were trying to test whether we would fall to some phishing scam. And unfortunately, I must admit, I was tricked. That sat in my email box for about 4 or 5 days, I was ignoring it, and on the 5th I said, let me just see what this is about. And I was so annoyed with myself, still I am, because had I just paid a little greater attention, was I a little bit more vigilant, that could not have happened. And as I said to Mark, our director of MISD acting, we need to continuously we need to ensure we keep constant education so that it becomes second nature. And I think the same holds for this AML CFT CPF. Constant education, constant reaching out to the public, to regulators and to others, so that we are so alert we don't fall for these things. So this makes the need for our continued collaboration even more urgent to safeguard our financial system from bad actors, to serve and advance the good of the people of our region, where they thrive and not just thrive. And third, the dynamic landscape. The global environment is constantly evolving, with emerging typologies, geopolitical shifts, and expanding regulatory expectations. Compliance is no longer static. It is adaptive, intelligence-led, and anchored in collaboration. We must therefore strengthen our frameworks, build institutional capacity, deepen and strengthen our collaboration, and foster a culture where compliance is viewed as everybody's business and as a strategic enabler of trust, resilience, and competitiveness, and not as an obligation. We must remain proactive. So over the next 2 days, you will hear from our professionals who are shaping the future of compliance, regulation, enforcement, and innovation in our region. I was quite pleased when I looked at the list of speakers and recognized we have speakers from across our ECCU as well as of our partners beyond our shores. And I was particularly heartened to see a number of the speakers coming from our ECCB. That's one of the things I always champion. We are experts, we have experts, and we must also always use them to share and to collaborate. I encourage you to engage fully. I always say what you bring into something is what you get out of it. The Bible tells us, give, it comes back to us full measure, pressed down and running over. And oftentimes when we use that phrase, or it is used to us, it's about tithing and money. But I say to you, it's much more than that. It's about the attitude that you come with. And if your attitude is to learn and to share and to grow, I guarantee you, at the end of these 2 days, you will leave energized, re-energized, refocused to go out to your own spaces to make a difference, a positive difference, and to strengthen the collaborations across our region and beyond. It is only through this continued cooperation and collaboration across sectors and jurisdictions that we can build effective, adaptable, and forward-looking AML CFT CPF compliance ecosystems. So on behalf of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and particularly Governor Timothy Ejianto, who I'm sure would love, I know would love to be here. We thank each of you for your presence and your commitment. We're especially grateful to our presenters, panelists, moderators, and our partners who have made this inaugural conference possible. I want to single out our collaborative partners, the United Nations Capital Development Fund, the Caribbean Action Task Force, the Regional Security System, and all our national regulators across the ECCB. Let us embrace the opportunities and challenges ahead with a shared commitment to integrity, inclusion, and innovation. I thank you for your presence. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And may God bless you, your families, and this conference. And I wish you blessings and blessings aplenty during this conference and beyond. Thank you.